welcome to the online Aloe seasonal supplements module training. My name's Louise Riley and I'm an advisory board member for Forever UK, Ireland and Iceland. What we're going to cover in our first module of this training is, first of all, the market trends, why we take supplements, how to balance your diet for the seasons, Forever's environmental commitment, Forever's aloe vera, and also digestion. Let's first of all look at some of the market trends we have here for UK supplements. First of all, this is all according to Mintel. 6 in 10 of UK consumers took a VMS product in 2018. 26% of UK consumers have never used VMS. 38% of female VMS users took a supplement daily in 2018, and less than 1 in 3 of the male users took VMS every day. 56% of VMS users that took a multivitamin in 2018, and very interestingly, more than 3 in 10 is a proportion of VMS users that took a vitamin D in 2018, making it the UK's #1 single vitamin supplement. And finally, 37% of VMS users took cod liver oil in 2018, making that the UK's #1 individual supplement. Now you're probably wondering what VMS means. It is vitamins, minerals and supplements. I think one of the most important things to understand is that supplements, as the name implies, are there to supplement a healthy, well-balanced diet, which we will be looking at further into this module. However, there are certain groups of people that will be advised to take supplements alongside eating healthy and also making sure they're getting exercise if they can do so. First of all, in pregnancy, women that are planning a baby should look at taking a folic acid supplement. This should also be taken once pregnant for the first 12 weeks of pregnancy. Other suggestions may be vitamin D, calcium and iron. For the elderly, although you should always consult your doctor, vitamin D, B6, B12 and folic acid plus calcium and iron are essential for the elderly. If you are vegan or vegetarian, you may possibly be lacking in B12. And then athletes, those that are on a restricted calorie intake, and that could be people such as jockeys, ballet dancers, may also need to look at supplementation. And as far as children go, all children aged 6 months to 5 years should take a supplement with vitamins A, C and D. Some other people that may also consider taking a supplement, especially vitamin D, may be those people that are struggling to be in contact with sunlight. When we look at eating a healthy, well-balanced diet, the first area we need to look at is what we call macronutrients. And macronutrients we know more commonly as carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Now, carbohydrates are actually broken down into 3 specific areas. These are your starchy carbs, they're your fruit and vegetable carbs, which both of those carbohydrates are going to release what we call glucose, and we're going to look at that in a little bit more detail as we go through this particular module, because that is the main fuel that your body runs on. The proteins are then broken down into smaller components that we know as amino acids, and then finally our fats will be broken down into fatty acids. Also, we can refer to these as lipids. So, as far as a balanced diet goes, these will include vitamins and minerals, water, and also another carbohydrate, the third that I haven't mentioned, is fibre. So when we are referring to a balanced diet, it is defined as having well-proportioned amounts from all of the food groups that we have mentioned. Now, where are we going to get all of these wonderful nutrients from? Well, our nutrients are referred to as biochemicals because these biochemicals, in fact, our body runs on chemical reactions every second of every day. And that's why it's important to understand that not all chemicals are actually a no-no. These biochemicals, these nutrients, are coming from our food. They have to be released from our food, and how we do that is through the process of digestion. But one of the most important things to do is to look at where you're getting your nutrients from. And if you are choosing to what we call eat in the seasons, it means that you are not eating fruits and vegetables, for example, that may have travelled long distances, may be grown out of season, which means they're forced to get to their size. And that means that they are not what we call nutrient dense. So let's have a look at some of the fruits and vegetables which you can get locally to where you live through autumn and winter, which is actually the area we're looking at now. There's a whole list you can see on the slide, but let me just pick out a few from our vegetables for the autumn, such as marrow, potatoes, pumpkin, squashes, sweet corn, fruits, apples and blackberries. We can go picking those locally, damsons, elderberries, the pears and the plums. And also the great thing about eating fruits and vegetables like this, you probably notice they have a different flavour to them. Winter, look out for your Brussels sprouts, your cabbage, your cauliflower, and then fruits, apples, pears, and also quince. Look at your meats that you're eating and your fish that you're eating as well. And as I said, always try to shop local, because not only are you getting nutrient-dense foods and soil that is close to where you live, but also you are supporting your local communities.
At Forever, we are dedicated to doing our part to positively impact the environment, where solar-powered pumps and a drip watering system provide water directly to each plant, reducing water usage by 90%. To further eliminate waste, the rinds from the filleted aloe leaves are tilled back into the ground to help fertilize the soil, and the water used to rinse the harvested leaves is reused in the fields. But we're not the only one working to make a difference. Did you know that 20 aloe plants can convert the same amount of CO2 into oxygen as one tree? Throughout our vertical integration process, we continue to make significant strides to become more and more environmentally friendly. The vast majority of Forever's product packaging is recyclable, including our best-selling aloe vera gel drinks, now available in packaging made from 100% recyclable materials. We are constantly exploring new packaging and material alternatives that continue to support our commitment to the environment, and partnering with packaging partners who support green manufacturing processes. But we don't stop there. Forever shipping boxes use 85% recycled materials and are printed with environmentally friendly inks. We recycle over 200 tons of corrugated cardboard each year, in addition to any plastic used in our manufacturing processes. For the last 3 years, Aloe Vera of America, the hub for our manufacturing operation around the globe, has received the Blue Thumb Award, signifying a commitment to keeping our waterways clean, in addition to an award for our pollution prevention program. These are just a few of the many steps that Forever is taking to ensure a positive impact on our environment and the communities in which we live and work.
You just enjoyed watching a video, and that has shared with you a little bit more up close and personal about the lifeblood of Forever, and that is aloe vera. And you have seen how we take our aloe and how we grow it and hand fillet it, and then we take that wonderful aloe, which, if I have a small aloe plant here, you can take inside the leaf, you can actually feel that lovely gel, and that's what we have in our drinks. But what I'd like to do is just recap on some of the things that you have seen in the video. First of all, Forever's aloe vera is grown in aloe fields in the Dominican Republic and also in Texas. We have 6,500 acres of aloe fields that are found in the Dominican, and this is the largest in the world. Forever has over 30 million plants in the Dominican and harvests over 1 million pounds in weight of aloe per week. Forever also employs local farmers and provides excellent working conditions. And by controlling every single part, 100% of its fields, Forever also controls the planting season, plant selection, methods of fertilization and weed control, the seasons of harvest, processing, storage, as well as delivery. So this little plant here is not the size of the plant that you would get in the aloe fields in the Dominican. In fact, they need to get to their maturity of around about 5 years. And they need to have the right amount of sunshine, the right soil, and this little plant unfortunately hasn't had the right amount of sunshine, the right soil. We don't have the right conditions here in the UK, and this is a baby plant. But what the company will do is take the aloe and will, as we said, we'll hand fillet it, and this is actually done within a few hours. And the reason that it's done within a few hours is to make sure that we're keeping all those wonderful nutrients within our plant. So let's have a look at some more facts. 20 aloe plants equal to 1 tree. Forever has over 50 million aloe vera plants, and therefore our aloe vera cleanses the earth of hundreds of millions of tons of CO2 every single year. Now we have a patented stabilisation process, and we have two. You've seen the aseptic one, and we're going to learn more about our other stabilisation process as well, which we like to refer to as the stabilisation process for our cosmetic aloe. You saw on the film how we take our aloe and it goes through that aseptic process, which is really important to understand how we can deliver to the end consumer aloe, as we said, as nature intended, and that's exactly what you have in the Tetra Pak. We have 3 drinks that are delivered in the Tetra Pak, and obviously we also have our little minis as well. And this is where we're giving back to the environment again, because obviously the packs are all recyclable. But let's just think a little bit more in detail what is happening. We take that aloe and we fillet it, and then we put that aloe into these big vats. And what we want to do is to flash heat over the top of the aloe to make sure that we are getting rid of any pathogens. That's the bacteria, the bad bacteria that we don't want to have within our aloe, and that process will be for a few seconds. Very importantly, what we do is make sure the temperature is high enough to make sure that it's dealing with the unwanted pathogens, but not too high to spoil the nutrient content of our aloe vera. Let's have a look at some more facts. So the totes are filled and transported to packaging lines, and then we take 20,000 gallon tanks, and these are used in the process. We then mix all the other ingredients in. So for example, if we take the plain gel, what we put into here is a little bit of our citric acid and a little bit of vitamin C. Then what we will do is, with our berry nectar, we're going to go into more detail, but we would put into this particular one the other ingredients like the cranberries and apples, and then the final one we add peach juice and also a little bit of grape juice to the aloe. And then what we need to do, because we've added some new ingredients into the product, we want to make sure there's no pathogens again. So we also do this flash heating again for a second time. Let's look at some more facts. So after the flash heating for the second time, they have 5,200 flat cartons on each reel are fed into the filling machine. We use sanitized vacuum filling packs, and then we place caps on the top of the foil openings, all in sterile chambers. And then our aloe is delivered to the consumer as nature intended. We also have another stabilisation process, not the aseptic one, and this particular one is used specifically for our Forever Freedom drink and also our topical products. That's like the jelly, the propolis, the heat lotion, and all the other products that you see in the tubes. Now let's have a look at the ingredients that we get in this particular stabilisation process. First of all, we have sorbitol. Now sorbitol is actually a conditioning agent, and it's a natural sweetener, and this actually comes from fruits. In our stabilisation process, we use 1/10%, so it's only a tiny amount. Ascorbic acid is an antioxidant, and this is another terminology for vitamin C, which is derived from citrus fruit. We use citric acid, which also comes from citrus fruit, and this is a sugar solution. Potassium sorbate and sodium benzoate are both derived from berries, and these are put in to protect the flavour within our drinks. And then we use xanthan gum, which is derived from sea kelp, and tocopherol is another name for vitamin E. So when you're looking at some of our products, whether it's the Forever Freedom or our topicals, you will notice some of those ingredients when you look at the list of ingredients on the back of the product. So you have decided which drink suits your palate. It could be the plain gel. Now the plain gel, I'm going to pour these out so you can see them all. That's our plain gel, and our plain gel has 99.7% aloe vera in. The other 0.3% is coming from the vitamin C and the citric acid. And I want you to think about how that works. Imagine you have a cut apple and you have squeezed some lemon juice on the top of your cut apple. That's the way that that citric acid is working really. It's preserving the product in a very, very natural way. So please remember that this drink is preservative free, but the citric acid is actually doing the job to maintain the quality of the product. You may prefer to have the berry nectar. This one I tend to say is for people that have maybe they like something a little bit more fruity, and this has cranberries and apples in. And then the final one, children love this one. This is really sweet, and that is because it contains peach juice and also it has grape juice. So we have differences in the amount of aloe in all of the drinks for obvious reasons, because we have added into this one cranberries and apples, and that then gives you a drink that is giving you 90.7% aloe vera. The other ingredients are coming from the vitamin C, the citric acid, and then the cranberries and apples. And then the final one is 84.3%. The other ingredients are coming from, as I said, the vitamin C, the citric acid, the peaches, and also the grapes. So what are you going to do? Make sure that once you have opened your aloe vera drink, that you're going to keep it in the fridge, keep it chilled. It tastes really nice chilled. You can put other things into it. You can have it over ice. You can put it into your Forever shakes, whatever you want to do. So you have a choice of how you prefer to take it. Another thing to always remember, because these drinks are preservative free, that please do not drink straight from the container, okay? Always make sure that you are popping them straight into the glasses. A question that I get asked a lot is, how much aloe do you drink? Well, I think the most important thing is to understand, what are you drinking? You are drinking a glass full of goodness. So why wouldn't you want to put as much of that goodness into your body as you want to? Even though we have a serving size, and if you were to look at the containers, the average serving size is about 120 mils. But if you want to drink more, because obviously your mini is 330 mils and people are drinking these on a daily basis. So please, if you want to drink lots of aloe, then enjoy your aloe and enjoy the benefits. I've just said about enjoying your aloe, enjoying the benefits. So why would you have a shot of aloe every day? Well, most people I know, they want to have great skin, hair and nails. They want to have a good, strong immune system, digestive system. They don't want to be tired. They want to have great joints. In fact, most people, they want to be the best that they can be. And a lot of people will have their shot of aloe first thing in the morning. Other people will choose to drink it during the day. You can literally have the aloe to fit into your world, what suits you. Now, aloe vera contains a whole cocktail of nutrients, and it's the nutrients in aloe vera that are going to support your body to be the best it can be. Remember, we've gone through the importance of putting nutrients into your body. Nature has delivered to us a plant that is amazing because it has 75 known nutrients. A lot of the nutrients are important for our health and well-being, but we have also added extra vitamin C. And because we have added vitamin C to these drinks, we can actually say quite a lot about vitamin C. Why is that? Because one of the things that's important to understand when promoting these drinks to your friends and family is that we can make claims about ingredients in our products if they are over a certain amount. So To make a claim about an ingredient, a nutrient, there has to be at least 15% of the recommended intake present. To actually say there's a rich source of, there has to be over 30% of the recommended intake present. And so because we have added more vitamin C to the drinks, we can make some more claims. So let's have a look at the claims that we can make. These drinks are high in vitamin C, which contribute to the reduction of tiredness and fatigue, the normal function of the immune system, as well as psychological function. Psychological function is actually your mood. Plus normal collagen formation for the normal function of your skin, gums, cartilage, bones, as well as teeth. One of the most important things we need to address is to make sure that our digestion is the best it can be. Because the first thing we're going to do when we put food into our mouth is that our body is going to start to break it down from those big particles that we've mentioned are macronutrients, your carbohydrates, your proteins and your fats, and break them down into releasing the micronutrients, which are your vitamins, minerals, etc. So digestion is the key. It's like you're pressing a big button in your system, which is going to break everything down. There's some really interesting facts to know about digestion, so let's have a look at some of those. Did you know that the small intestine is about 7 meters long and about 2.5 centimeters in diameter? And if you were to stretch all of that out, the surface area is around 250 square meters, which is about the size of a tennis court. So imagine that you've got a tennis court inside you. That is one of the most important reasons to understand that digestion is key, the size of the area that we have within us. We make 1 to 3 pints of saliva every day, and saliva is something that's helping to break down our food. If you were to have a glass of milk, it's going to require your mouth, your esophagus, your stomach, your small intestines, your large intestines, gallbladder, pancreas and liver. Now, an adult stomach can hold approximately 1.5 litres of material, and depending on what you're eating, your food will stay in your stomach for somewhere between 3 to 4 hours. Here's some more facts. We have some cells that are lining the inner wall of the stomach, and this is going to secrete roughly around about 2.5 litres of hydrochloric acid every single day. Now, the reason for this acid is because it's going to help to kill bacteria, and this also aids in digestion. To protect itself from this acid, the stomach lining has a thick coating, which is our mucus, and it is replaced every 2 weeks. Your tummy rumbling is the normal movement of your digestive system, and when your tract is empty, you can just hear the noises louder. Within your colon, which is your large intestine, a typical person has more than 400 distinct species of bacteria, but please remember, this is your friendly bacteria. This is part of your microbiome. Who likes eating a cheeseburger? I'm sure a lot of you enjoy a cheeseburger, whether you choose to have that cheeseburger that is meat-based or plant-based. But one of the most important things, if we take a cheeseburger as an example, is the combination of foods that you have there. You have your carbohydrates, which are coming from your bread, for example. Whatever bread you choose to have, if there's starch there, that is one of the most important carbohydrates that we need. You're going to have your protein and you're going to have your fats from your cheese. So there's an example of 3 of those macronutrients all working together. So when we start to eat that cheeseburger, let's just see what happens. First of all, digestion is actually going to start in the mouth. But you know what? We could say digestion is starting before that, because when you start to think about food or even smell food, you're going to release your digestive enzymes that are in your mouth. This will continue into the stomach, and especially in the stomach, that's where proteins are broken down. And then nutrients are absorbed from the small intestine, and they will go into 2 systems, either your bloodstream or your lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system is something that is going to take up your fat. So these could be your lipids, your fatty acids, and also could be fat-soluble vitamins, which are vitamins A, D, E and K. They are then processed by appropriate organs and readied for use by the cells. And the energy that every single cell in your body needs is generated through the metabolism of all of these nutrients. Anything that our body doesn't want and unwanted toxins and waste are then eliminated from the body. So now you have completed module 1 of the Aloe and Seasonal Supplement online training, and all you need to do now is to test your knowledge. So go to the online link for our online quiz.